Good morning, Jenny from Inmysparetime Crochet here. A little while ago, I purchased a heap of Kmart crochet kits and I thought that it would be good to review some of them. I had a little poll running on my community tab and initially it was the toucan wall hanging kit that won quite easily. But then a few more people voted and the granny square bag also tied with it. So in fact, I think I will do both of the videos, but for today, I'm going to be doing the toucan wall hanging because I'm very interested to see what is inside it. Now, I was going to double check and I will. Editing Jenny will fix it if it's wrong, but I'm pretty sure it cost me $6. So it says it comes with a printed outline design on mesh canvas, which makes me think that that is not crochet at all. But anyway, let's have a look. A crochet hook, acrylic yarn, plastic needle, metal needle and floss threads, pre-made yarn flowers, bamboo rod plus instructions. So let's open her up and see what's inside and go from there. I think this one's going to be interesting. Okay, yeah, this is quite bizarre. I really don't think I would say that this is crochet at all. It's basically, well, look, let's see what we've got. We've got this printed, it's more like for like a latch hook. However, you've got the crochet hook to basically do the latch hook work with, if that makes sense. I've had a very, very quick look at the instructions and basically it's telling me to use this cream colour and essentially do all the background first. That's weird because then how am I going to know where, because I'm going to be covering the outline then. Oh lordy, this is I'm confused already. I don't know that that's a really good sign, but hey, we're going to give it a go. It's the whole purpose of a review video, right? So yeah, so we have the main color in like a creamy acrylic and we have all of our other acrylic colors there for the toucan. The fluffy yarn, I'm glad I'm actually not really crocheting with that because that would be hard. That's for the face and the main body of the toucan. We've got our little pre-made yarn flowers there and our needle. We've got our rod. So, you know, you get a fair bit. It remains to be seen as to whether there's enough, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think it's going to be interesting, guys. Okay, so I really don't know that I'm a fan of this already. Okay, so it's telling me that I need to start in the bottom right corner and I'm going to be inserting the hook here and bringing up a loop, and then basically it's calling it a chain stitch, but then I'm going to be going across and I keep going backwards and forwards until I either get to the end of a row or a black line, and then I will go to the row above. So I really don't know about this. I'm going to give it a go, but let's see. Okay. It's pretty, I don't know, fairly, a little bit stiff, but it's okay. Now, what's it saying? Working from the right lower edge 2 rows up. Oh gosh. Okay, I have to keep my working yarn underneath. It wants me to Now, is that row 1? Is that row 2? I don't know. I think this is right. I have to bring up a loop. Oh gosh. Okay, I'll just pull that through a little bit. It's weird because you can't hold it how you would normally hold it. But it's telling me to go into the next square and then pull up a loop. Oh gosh. And then I think, okay. Now, oh gosh, where am I? This is very confusing. Pull up a loop and then, oh my gosh. Okay. It's hard to remember where you are. Oh gosh. Okay, so you have a little bit of a running stitch, as they call it. Okay, this one, what have I done there? We just need to get him to the back. I don't know what he's doing there. What are you doing there? Get him out of the way. And it says to tie it off. So I assume that I use, oh goodness me. Front, okay, back. I was really keen to do this one, but I am very much regretting that. Who knows, it might turn out well. It might. Then again, it might not. So I'm just going to, I don't know, form some kind of a bit of a knot here so that this doesn't come undone. Okay, I don't even think that's going to hold it, you know, but that's okay. So I think now I just need to continue doing what I was very awkwardly doing before, which is going into each square, pulling up a loop and then pulling through, and just do that on repeat. So I will continue along this row and then I will hop back in a little bit and show you what it's looking like. Okay, so I've worked my way all across the bottom, and it says when you get to the end or a black line to turn your work and continue. So now I am working my way back along. It's not hard. I mean, it's a little bit fiddly. When I was off camera, I took it off the table because it was easier to handle, I suppose. I don't believe it's not crochet. Yes, I'm using a hook and I'm yarning over and pulling through, but I don't think this is crochet. I'm not going to lie. Either way, whilst I was initially very, very confused, yeah, I can see that I guess it will work. And, you know, this looks okay. But I don't think I'll bore you with all of this part. I think I'm going to have to just continue doing this. It's quite boring, but that's okay. And it's, you know, it's not particularly easy to get it on camera, and it's rubbing on the table, so it's going to be making an annoying noise for you, I would imagine. So I'll continue on with this for a while, continue working the background, and then once I've made a bit more progress, I will pop back on and show you what it's looking like. Okay, so I'm a couple of rows in now, and I can see I'm going to be coming to my first point where I hit the black outline. So I assume I'm going to go up till here, turn around and come back, and then I'll be filling in this little gap here. So go ahead and do that. You do actually get into a little bit of a rhythm. I mean, trying to film this for you, it makes it a little tricky to hold. It's a bit awkward, so I won't bore you with that. But yeah, I'll continue and I'll come back when I finish this section here. Okay, so I filled in that little gap there. Now the instructions for this, they're pretty vague, I'm not going to lie. They're quite vague, so it doesn't tell you what to do when you get to the end. It just basically says finish the background. So what I'm going to do, because I'm going to need to start in another section now, I'm just going to flip it over and cut the yarn and then weave in this little end here. Actually, okay, I quite like plastic darning needles, so this will be good to have in my stash. Anyway, now that's the right side, so I'm going to go back to the wrong side, and then I'm just going to weave it in. I'm not going to lie, if I wasn't doing this review video, I don't know if I would have persisted with this. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it looks in the end, but honestly, I really don't know if I would have, if I'm honest. I probably would have just, packed it up and then donated it to our local Salvation Army or something, I think. But anyway, it might turn out better than I think. Okay, so that's just loosely woven in there. I don't think it's going anywhere. Now, okay, so that, I must have pulled that a bit tight there. Now, I think I'll go back and complete this section here. And then I will just, I'll continue. I'll go up here. I've had a look through the instructions and at any point it doesn't tell you to kind of cut off the excess here. It's going to be interesting. I'm pretty sure I will be, but yeah, let's see. I'll continue on with these sections here and come back when I'm done. Okay, time for a little update. I have been going on this now for probably about at least an hour and 3/4, so a fair while, but I have worked my way up the right hand side across the top, and now I just need to come back down to where I started, and then I'm going to have the background done, and then I will be able to start on the actual toucan. So look, it's okay. It's not too bad. It's all you're doing is slip stitching really, but if you ever, I can recall doing a latch hook as a kid, and that's all it is really. So to say that this is a crochet kit is, they've used those terms loosely, I think. So anyway, I'm going to jump back on here and finish the left side of this background, and then we will start on the toucan. Okay, so been going for probably a good 2.5 hours, but the background is finished, as you can see. Now, as I was coming down the left-hand side, I realized that I'd gone an extra row, so I just had to add a little bit extra here, but that's okay. It really doesn't bother me. So, yeah, background done, and now we're going to be able to start on the toucan. So I have to head out for a little bit, so I'll jump back on when I return, and we'll see if we can get him to start taking shape. Okay, so I have my white, very, very fluffy yarn here, if I can undo it. Now this is for this section here, that's going to be the eye. So I just need to do this part here. It's not giving me any great detailed instructions, so I'm just going to start here and go backwards and forwards and work around the eye, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, I think we'll go here. Actually, under does tell you to have the working yarn underneath, so I need to make sure I do that. Gosh, I didn't do a very good job of that. Oh yeah, this is very fluffy. I'm very glad I am not crocheting with that. Okay, so, oh gosh, it really is quite awkward to be holding so that you can actually see what I'm doing. But basically I'm going in, picking up a loop, and then, as I said earlier, you're basically slip stitching, which is very tricky with this kind of yarn, but we'll give it a go. Oh wow. So this hook that I'm using, it does actually have, it is a 4.5 millimeter, and I have to say it's not too bad. I mean, I'm a clover girl through and through, and I usually like mine with, some kind of ergonomic handle on it, but this is quite nice, not gonna lie, I don't mind it at all. Let's go over one more. I think this is a guide. The black outline is a guide. What are we doing now? We're going to go up. Oh, it's quite difficult to see with this yarn, so I'm not exactly sure that I'm... Oh, it's a lot easier to see with the plain acrylic when you're pulling it through. I don't actually know. Oh, I probably made a mess of that, I think. And it's very hard to see your loop. Like with a lot of this type of yarn, you're just kind of feeling your way through it. I think I'll go across one more through. Now I'm going to turn and go up. Okay, I think I'll meet you back when I have finished this section of the eye, and I'll show you how it turned out. Okay, we have the white done. Wasn't really that fun to work with. I feel like it looks a little bit like a dog's breakfast. However, once we add the other colours in, it's probably going to look better, I assume. So it now wants me to do the pupil part of the eye, and my instructions are to basically go around in a circle. So we only have a really small amount of black, so this is the black, using the black yarn and the chain stitch. Okay, right. Okay, so I did have to just use the needle just to go over it a little bit, but I feel like that eye looks a lot better now. So according to the instructions now, I need to use pink to do the wing here, and it wants me to go around working in a spiral basically. So I will go ahead and do some of that, and then it's going to have me work on the beak. So I'll pop back in a moment. I'll pop back after I've done the wing. Okay, so I've just finished the wing. I feel like it's pulling a little from having to go around in a spiral. I'm not sure if I got it exactly right, but it's okay. It'll do. So now I need to work on the beak. I need to do blue, then pink, then yellow, with a black line going through back until the eye. So by the look of it, it wants me going up, down, yeah, and then across. So, and we do the black over the top after I've done the colours. So I don't know. Let's see. I'll come back, I think, after I've done the colours. Okay, time for an update. I've done the colours of the beak. I think I actually did a bit of a mistake on second glance. Looking at the instructions, I was supposed to do the colours in sections and then do the black through it, but I don't care, to be honest. I really don't care. So I've actually just done them all. And then, excuse me, I'm going to go and add the black going across now. In order to keep the beak, you know, a uniform shape. It's probably not as pointy as it should be, actually, looking at that, but I could actually go and use the needle and the blue and just add in a little bit of extra myself to make it look a bit pointier. But, you know, following the guidelines, it hasn't given me the exact shape. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my cream and go back in and fill along that area as well as here. So, as I said earlier, the black is a guideline really. So, yeah, I will sort that out, but I'll go ahead and maybe add a little extra blue here and then add in the black, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've finished the beak and I've added in some extra cream just to the top. I mean, yeah, the shape of the beak probably isn't as great as it could be, but you know, it's okay. Yeah, so now, the black fuzzy yarn is going to be the majority of the bird here. But before I do that, it's calling for me to do the branch. So it'll be dark brown here and along there. He's got two little feet there, which will be in the light brown. And then I've got to do the leaves, and then I have the ready-made flowers that will go on there. So I'm going to do a bit of that, and then I'm going to run out of light today, so I'll be having to finish this off tomorrow, but you of course will see it in the one video. Yeah, so I'll give you one more look once I've done some of the branch. Okay, I'm about to lose the natural light, and to be honest, I've kind of had enough for today. But I don't know, take a look. I think it's looking really good. I've just sewn the flowers on, done the branch. After I do the bird, I've got to just sort of add his little legs, but you're barely going to be able to see the legs, to be honest. But I think I will get going on the main part of the bird tomorrow, and then it's going to be all done and I'll be able to do the finishing touches and show you what it looks like. Okay, so we're the following day and I decided to finish it off last night. I couldn't help myself because I only had the black to go. And yeah, the black being so fluffy, it was tricky to work with. It was hard to see what I was doing. And I only just had enough. I was pretty much playing yarn chicken, actually. So, but I think you would agree that it's come up really well, actually. It's not sitting overly flat. I mean, it's okay, but I think it'll be okay anyway. The only other thing it's telling me I need to do now, according to the instructions, is to grab some cream and start from the bottom left and basically do that running stitch or the slip stitch across all of the edges to tidy it up. At no point does it tell me to actually trim the excess of this grid off, but I'm going to have to, otherwise it's just going to look silly. The only other thing I need to do then is attach the bamboo rod, which I will do using the little plastic needle they've given me and the cream acrylic. And there is a little bit of leftover of these colours here, and it's telling me to pop some tassels along the bottom there. So I'll go ahead and I'll do the outline first, and then I'll give you a look as to how that looks. Okay, I've gone around the entire wall hanging and I've cut my little strips for the tassels. So I'm going to put all the tassels on and then trim off the excess of this grid stuff, and then we will attach it to the rod and we'll be done. Okay, time for the big reveal. It is the following day, a beautiful winter's day here. Now, here we go. I have to say I'm actually pretty happy with it. It does need a little bit more blocking just to try and straighten it out. It does seem to want to roll in a little bit here on the sides. Done the tassels, and I actually used my hair straightener on a low setting just to go over the tassels, and it straightens them out nicely. So that's done. I also used some extra of the cream to join as I was putting the rod in. It was actually pulling the grid. Oh, it's hard to explain, but yeah, there was a little gap that was forming between the first and second rows. So I took some extra cream thread and just reinforced in between the first and second rows there. But I don't know. I think, and his beak isn't as pointy as it should be, but I blame the grid lines for that, and I should have just, used my eyes rather than the grid lines. But, that's okay. I think all in all, it turned out pretty good. Now, pros and cons. Let's start with the pros. Price, $6, really, really affordable. And, for a craft project, you don't get much for $6. I did actually see it at one of our local Kmarts yesterday, marked down to $3. So even better. I'm not sure how much longer they'll be around, but yeah. Excuse me. For the most part, I guess I would say this is a pro. In every colour except the black fluffy yarn, I had enough supplies. I had enough of the colours. had plenty of the cream. Yeah, it was really only the black fluffy that I got quite close to running out, and that is a big part of the picture actually, so that would have been a shame. I'm gonna say the hook that it comes with, the little 4.5 millimeter little aluminium hook, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all, and I probably would use it again, to be honest. The little plastic darning needle, again, I don't think you can ever really have enough darning needles in your stash, so I'm definitely going to be using those again. Let's talk a few cons. I do think the instructions are a little vague. I mean, you know, I'm pretty crafty, so I was able to work it out anyway, but yeah, I think the instructions are a little vague. And to call it a crochet wall hanging kit, I don't know. I mean, I should have, in the beginning, I just grabbed it. I didn't really look at the instructions. So it does say on there that there is a printed outline design. So had I seen that, I would have been able to probably work out that it's not actual, like, proper crochet, because you're slip stitching through the grid. But, you know, either way, yeah, it's probably just a little off-putting, I think. It was, you know, a little awkward at times. However, you know, that's probably a bit harsh to call that a con. So for me, I think the main thing is that I don't really think that it is crochet. And as I said, the instructions are a little vague. Yeah, we're definitely curling here, but I am hoping that I can give it a bit more of a steam block, and hopefully that sorts itself out, because it's fine at the top. It's just the bottom here. But either way, that's okay. So Toucan crochet wall hanging kit from Kmart, hit or miss? I'm going to go with hit. I didn't think I'd be saying this at the start of the video, but you know, when I look at the end result and, you know, and think that I paid $6 for it, yeah, it's got to be a hit. So let me know what you think below, and if you'd like to see more of these crochet kit reviews. I will have another one coming up soon, because I have received something in the post that I need to review. So that's going to be coming soon, and hopefully you don't mind the extra video this week. Thanks for being here. Please consider liking, subscribing, commenting. Everything helps. And thank you to the many new subscribers that I've had in the last week or so. Bye for now.